In the quiet village of Alife, nestled between rolling hills and thick forest, there lived a young prince named Adeyemi, heir to the Uenai of Ife's throne. Adeyemi was beloved by his people, respected for his wisdom and strength. The kingdom expected him to marry a princess from a neighboring kingdom to strengthen alliances, but fate had a different plan. One fateful afternoon, while on a hunt in the thick forest near the sacred groves, Adeyemi stumbled upon Ifedayo, a beautiful maiden of humble origin. Ifedayo was the daughter of a poor farmer but carried herself with the grace of royalty. Their eyes met, and in that moment, both felt a connection stronger than any bond forged by royal decree. Days turned into weeks as Adeyemi and Ifedayo secretly met by the river under the cover of nightfall. Their love blossomed like the lotus flowers on the river's surface, but it was a love bound by chains. Royalty could never marry commoners, and Adeyemi's betrothal to Princess Moronkeji loomed like a dark cloud. The couple knew their love would bring shame and chaos to the kingdom, but they could not tear themselves apart. Word spread through Alife that the Uenai had arranged Adeyemi's marriage to Moronkeji, the daughter of the neighboring king of Uon. The village celebrated the news, but Adeyemi's heart was heavy with sorrow. At the palace, preparations began in full swing as traditional drummers played, and artisans crafted ceremonial gifts. Though his heart belonged to Ifedayo, Adeyemi could not break his father's decree without consequences. Torn by his inner turmoil, Adeyemi visited the sacred grove where the ancestral spirits were said to dwell. He poured libations and prayed for guidance, asking his ancestors if there was a way to be with Ifedayo without destroying his kingdom. That night, in a dream, the spirits appeared to him, warning him that to follow his heart would come at a great cost, but to ignore it would be to live a life devoid of true joy. Meanwhile, Ifedayo's family had begun to suspect her secret meetings with Adeyemi. Her father, though a humble farmer, held firm to Yoruba traditions and warned Ifedayo that such a union could never be. Torn between her love for Adeyemi and loyalty to her family, Ifedayo prayed to Uon, the goddess of love, seeking guidance. Desperate for answers, Adeyemi consulted the village oracle, Babalawo Adegbite, who lived deep within the forest. The oracle spoke in cryptic riddles, warning that if Adeyemi pursued his love for Ifedayo, he would not only face the wrath of his father but also unleash ancient curses buried deep within the land. The forces of tradition, love, and betrayal were intertwined, and only the strongest heart could bear the consequences. Despite the warnings from the oracle and the spirits, Adeyemi made his choice. His love for Ifedayo was undeniable, and he vowed to protect her, even if it meant defying his father and the royal court. He devised a plan to run away with her to a distant land, far from the traditions that bound them. Unbeknownst to Adeyemi, one of the palace guards, Olusala, had discovered his secret meetings with Ifedayo. Driven by jealousy and loyalty to the crown, Olusala betrayed the prince and informed the Uenai of his son's plans. The revelation shook the palace, and preparations were made to stop the prince at all cost. As Adeyemi and Ifedayo prepared to live under the cover of darkness, palace guards, led by Olusala, stormed the village and captured them. Ifedayo was torn from Adeyemi's arms as the prince was dragged back to the palace in chains, his dreams of a life with Ifedayo shattered in an instant. At the palace, Adeyemi stood before his father, who was filled with rage and disappointment. The Uenai declared that Adeyemi's love for Ifedayo had brought shame upon the royal family and that he must either renounce her or face banishment. Ifedayo, imprisoned in a cold chamber, awaited her fate, unsure if she would ever see the man she loved again. As the tension reached its peak, something miraculous occurred. On, the goddess of love, appeared in the form of a beautiful river maiden, descending from the heavens. She chastised the royal family for denying true love and revealed that Ifedayo's lineage was far more noble than they realized. Ifedayo was a descendant of the ancient Yoruba kings, lost to time but not forgotten by the gods. With Oon's revelation, the royal family was forced to reconsider their actions. The Oni sent for a genealogist who confirmed Ifedayo's royal bloodline. Her family's humble status was the result of generations of political exile. Ifedayo, now a recognized princess, was no longer forbidden, but the path ahead remained unclear. After much deliberation, the Oni made his decision. He would allow Adeyemi to marry Ifedayo, but the couple would have to undergo an ancient Yoruba ritual to cleanse their love of the curse that had been set upon them by the ancestors. Only if they survived the trial could they marry and rule together. The day of the ritual arrived. Adeyemi and Ifedayo, dressed in sacred white wrappers, entered the ancestral grove together. The village elders and the Babalawo led the ritual, invoking the spirits and offering sacrifices to cleanse their love. The ritual tested their hearts and souls, but together they endured every trial, proving their love was stronger than any curse. Having passed the test, Adeyemi and Ifedayo were finally united in marriage. The village celebrated with days of dancing, drumming, and feasting. Their love story became legend, a tale passed down through generations, reminding all who heard it that true love is a force that transcends tradition, family, and even the laws of the gods.